The main character Seong is introduced as soon as the story of the play begins. His son's birthday had arrived. Seong's mother gives him money in exchange for taking her son out to dinner. Seong needs extra money. He stole his mother's ATM card. Then he steals all the money from his mother. It bets money on horseback riding and wins 4 million. Seong borrowed money from a business. That's why they are drawn towards him. They kidnap Seong and beat him badly. When Seong checks his pocket to return their money, he discovers he has nothing. That is, the money he has won from horse riding. That's when he remembers that he had bumped into a girl while running away from them. That girl has certainly cut his pocket. Because Seong has no money, they have sentenced him to 1 month. In this time, they have to return their money. Seong arranges the money again and takes his son to dinner. After this, Seong hurriedly reaches the station. Luckily, he missed his train. A man approached Seong while he was waiting for the train. Seong doesn't know anything about her as he is unaware of her. The stranger tells Seong that I want to play a game with you. He tells Seong that if you win this game, then I will give you 1 lakh as you win. Hearing about the large sum of money, Seong agrees to participate in the game. Seong wins the game after a lot of beatings. That means he won 1 lakh. The unknown person gives Seong the card saying that if you want to earn more money, then contact the number. Returning home, Seong's mother tells Seong that your daughter is moving to the US with her stepfather next year. It is revealed here that Seong got divorced and that his wife got married. Seong never wants his daughter to go away from him. He wants a lot of money to get custody of his daughter, so he calls the card number. Seong was brought in a car and so were the others. They all faint, and when they wake up, they find themselves in a facility with 456 other people. He was there as a player because he was wearing the uniform. The host of the facility was a man who was there at the front. He was keeping an eye on them. One thing was common: the people who were brought in have taken many loans. Seong meets player No. 1. He was an old man. He is a brain tumor, so he was brought here. His life was also about to end. There is a fight between 2 players in which the girl's name was Sae Byok, the boy's name was Young. Sae Byok was the girl who stole Seong's money. He tore his pocket. Seong recognizes seeing him. He goes to her to ask her about his money. Meanwhile, some guards arrive wearing pink uniforms. Their faces were covered. The guards tell the players that you all have to play a total of 6 games here. The winner of this game will have a lot of money. His signature was taken on a contract. The first rule of this contract is that no player can leave the game on his own. The second rule is that whoever fails to play will be eliminated from the game. What does the word eliminate mean to them? We'll find out later. The third rule was that if the majority of the players were unwilling to play the game, they could leave. After this, he was taken to play the game. Seong meets his classmate Sang-woo, who has known him since childhood. Seong is shocked to see him as he has gone out of the country for business. There was a giant doll for the first game. The rules of this game were so simple. It was, whenever the doll sang, they have to move. Because it will stop the song, they have to stop. Do not move. If anyone moves, he will be removed. At first, everything seemed like a joke. But when a boy walks by, he is shot. It meant the racing. It means they will be finished. Seeing this, they all panic. They realize that they are in danger. They are frightened, so they wander. Now what was going on because of the law of the game will come to an end. The survivors somehow complete the game. The bodies were removed, leaving only 255 players out of a total of 456. All the players were scared. Now no one wants to play the game. According to rule number 3, they can leave the game if the majority wants. The frontman does the voting process before the price amount is shown. Money, the winner will get. But if they leave the game, then this money will be given to the family of the deceased player. The prize money totaled 45 billion won. Voting is done, in which the majority did not want to play the game. So the game stopped there. In future, they can join the game again if they want. All of them were taken to his house. The next day, Seong tells the police everything on his way to the police station, but they did not believe in Seong. They think he is crazy. Seong shows them the card, but surprisingly the number on it was wrong. Seong returned home, but his mother was not there. Seong's classmate Sang-woo was watching his mother secretly. Meanwhile, Seong arrives. Sang-woo tells Seong that in distress, I am under 6 billion in debt. He tells that I have put clients' money in stock margin. Sadly, all the money wasted. Seong gets a call from the hospital. Seong's mother's leg is injured. His wound had become bigger due to the lack of treatment for diabetes. The doctor tells Seong that your mother can be treated, but to do this we have to remove her leg. This operation requires a lot of money. Apparently Seong has no money, even he has exhausted his mother's insurance money. Seong goes to his wife to ask for money. His wife refused to pay the money. His wife says that her husband Seong has come to ask for money. Her husband comes to give money to Seong and says, stay away from my family. Seong starts beating him when his daughter also comes. Seong's friend then goes to his boss to ask for money. His boss refuses to give the money, so a fight starts between them. During a fight, his owner's hand is injured in a machine, and taking a chance, Seong's friend runs away taking the money. Returning home, Seong's friend tells his wife to take the first flight and leave. Byok meets an agent as he has to move his mother from north to south zone. Sae Byok is the girl who stole Seong's money. Sae Byok needs money to get his mother here. Sae Byok has an older brother whom he promised his mother would bring. Later, after an officer is shown that his brother was missing, the officer goes to his brother's house. He learns that his brother has not come to his house for the past few days. While checking the house, the officer finds a card there. The officer sees the same card with Seong at the police station. The officer contacts Seong and inquires about it, but Seong refuses to answer. When Seong returns home, he finds the card again. Seong decided that he would join the game again. So all the players were taken to a ship. The officers also arrived chasing the cars. He eliminates the guard and throws him into the water. Players were taken to a facility on an island. They have no idea about the next game and how it will be played. They form their own team. Sae-byuk and his girlfriend go to the washroom at night, evading guards, and Sae-byuk investigates the facility. He saw the guards cooking something in big pots. The guard gets suspicious and a guard comes to check the washroom. By then, Sae-byuk has returned. Sae-byuk tells his girlfriend everything he sees, but Sang-woo listens to them. He asks Sae-byuk about it. She tells him that they were cooking something in a big pot. After this, all the players were taken to the playground. There were 4 figures in front of them and they had to choose a figure. Sang-woo learns about the game and what is he supposed to do. Sang-woo tells Seong that they all have to choose different shapes. After this, he was given a small pot in which the figures were made. His game has to take shape somehow, without any damage, but if the size is D, then they will be removed. That means they will expire. Sang-woo easily takes shape. Panicked, Seong's condition worsens. But then he somehow wins the game. They were taken back to the rooms. 187 players returned and now 108 of them are left. Thereafter, they were taken to have a meal. Yoon fights with a boy because of food. Yoon beats the boy. He kills the boy on the spot. A doctor is shown among the players who, with the help of guards, sells the organs of the dead to the Chinese. So whenever the dead bodies are taken away, they disappear. All this was happening according to a plan. This was happening secretly with the frontman, which is why he makes his own man sit in the control room. He used to delete all their video footage. The guards already know about the game to the doctor, so that he may live. A guard tells the doctor that we have given less food to the players today, so they will fight together. With this, all the weak players will be out of the game. Simultaneously, the guard informs the doctor about his next game. Now after 30 minutes, the lights were about to go out. Sang-woo knows that Seong's team will do something stupid. He calls the team and tells them to be comfortable. The doctor player joins Young's team. Here, the doctor tells Young about the next game. After this, the lights are turned off and Young along with his team defeats everyone. After eliminating a girl, Young sets off to eliminate Sae-byuk, but Seong saves him. The guards came and forbade them. Now only 80 people were left. He was later taken away for the third game. They were asked to form a team of 10 players. They do the same and form their own team. Yoon is aware of the upcoming game, not including Sae-byuk's friend in his team. He forms his team consisting of only men. Sang-woo also builds his team because he needs a player, so Sae-byuk's friend joins him. This game was really tug of war. This means that the team in front of them has to be brought down. The game begins. The team of battle easily wins the game. Now it was the turn of Sang-woo's team. Player number 1, the old man says, I have played many tug of war in my life, so he guides them how to win this game. They have somehow won the game. Then after 30 minutes, the light is turned off. At this, Sang-woo tells them to get ready. They decide that they will guard one by one. Young's team had intelligent players, so Young was afraid that his team would cut him. Now the doctors and guards were pulled out of the dead bodies. Guard numbers 28 and 29 will go for the delivery of these organs. They talk of a dead body with 1 kidney and call it a zombie. Guard number 29 was none other than the officer who has to deliver the organs. He dresses up as a guard and suspects that they are discussing my brother, because he also has a kidney. Then the numbers 28 and 29 move on to deliver the organs. On the way, the officer sees a bomb in the tunnel. Number 28 tells him that when we go out, this place will explode. Officer number 28 tries to get more information. Number 28 suspects him. He asks the officer to show his face. Showing his face, the officer points to the gun at number 29. The officer asks him about a man with 1 kidney. Who's that you call zombie? Number 28 says she was a girl and says he can go to leader's room and get all the information. Everyone has data. After knowing this, the officer eliminates the number 28. On the other hand, the doctor asks the guard about the next game. But this time, even the guards don't know about the next game. The doctor gets furious. He fights holding the guard, and after eliminating the guard, the doctor runs away. A guard also follows him and reaches the playground. The guard was about to kill the doctor, trapping him. The leader comes and eliminates him afterwards. He also eliminates the doctor. On the way, he also finds a dead body of number 28. He knows there is someone at the facility. The officer reaches the leader's room. During checking, he reached a room where everyone had a record. The officer checks and finds the records of the winners. His brother's name meant he was the winner. The players were taken for the 4th game. They were asked to choose their partner. Players do the same and choose their teammates. Sae-byuk's female friend also tries to find her mate. No one was ready to be his partner. After that, 10 marbles were given to each player. The game is that the player has to collect all the marbles from his partner without forcing him. The other person who does not have marbles will be eliminated. Sang-woo and Seong's friend play an even and odd game. They have to guess the number of marbles in the hand of the other person. Seong's friend wins all of Sang-woo's marbles. As a result, Sang-woo has only 1 marble left in the final round. Sang-woo knows that now his life will end. He traps Seong's friend and assures him that if someone among us loses, their match will be reorganized. While cheating, Sang-woo replaces Seong's friend's marbles. Sang-woo takes the marbles and gives it to the guard. He leaves from there. Seong's friend checks the marbles, but there were stones. The condition of player number 1 was worse. That's why he was running here and there. Seong prepares him to play and they play even and odd games. The old man wins all Seong's marbles. But in the last round the old man forgets what he has chosen. Seong traps her and takes her marbles. But the old man was clever, he placed a marble. He wanders off again, with Seong again requesting to play another game with him. The old man says, I know that you have taken all the marbles from me by cheating. He says I knew everything but I was acting like a fool. Hearing this, Senog took pity on him and gave all the marbles to him. Sae Bayuk and his female friends were also playing the game. Their game is the one who throws stone near the wall will win. First, Sae Bayuk throws his marbles. When it was Sae Bayuk's friend's turn, she threw all her marbles. Seeing this, Sae Bayuk asks her friend to throw it again. Her friend says, no Sae Bayuk, I am alone, there is no one behind me. But if something bad happens to you, it won't be good. Your big brother is waiting for you. Sae Bayuk's friend was gone. From there their bodies were taken. They returned to the rooms. Young notices that Sae Bayuk's friend is still alive. She was sitting calmly. It is shown here that Sae Bayuk's friend was also Young's friend. There was a reason for their conflict. Young's friend threatens him. Later, the frontman finds the officer's identity card near a dead body. Then the frontman learns that his VIP have arrived. The frontman proceeds to receive them. All the VIP are taken to the rooms and the frontman later tells about the arrival of another VIP man. He was the main character, about whom we will learn more later. The next day, all of them were brought in for the 5th game. There were numbers from 1 to 16. Players would take their numbers, that is, it would be their turn according to their numbers. The first and last numbers are left in the last. This means 1 and 16. Seong gets confused which number to choose. If he chooses the first option, he will be trapped because he is unfamiliar with the game. If he chooses the last number, it is likely that it will not be his turn. Meanwhile, due to paucity of time, a man comes and tells Seong that I want the first number. Because I've never been number 1 in my life. He was taken to the gaming room. The rule of the game is that they have to cross the bridge in the given time. There were 2 glasses in the middle of the bridge. One was simple glass but the other was tempered glass. Ordinary glass will break when they step on it, they will fall down. The game then begins, and they end one by one. The war was in front of everyone and was not progressing. They have only one way, to move forward or die here. Young's friend comes who was threatening her. She says, I told you when you cheated on me that I will finish you. She catches Young and jumps because of it. They both perish. There was a man who worked in a glass company. He knew which tempered glass was. The frontman turns off the lights when he comes to know about it, so they will not recognize the mirror. They don't have time for the last move, so Sang-woo pushes the man. Sang-woo, Seong and Sae Bayuk have crossed the bridge. But he got injured when the glass broke. Sae Bayuk was also hurt. On the other hand, the officer has finished the servant and has taken his place. A VIP suspects the officer. He asks her to remove the mask. Okay, the officer says, but I'll take off my mask before going inside. Then the officer goes inside with the VIP. On going inside, the officer knocks the VIP unconscious and the frontman gets to know about it. The frontman follows him and sees the officer. The officer runs away and ends up on an island. The frontman also comes following him. The officer tries to call his superiors, but the call gets cut. The officer sends him all the evidence, but there was no network. The frontman captures the officer and asks him to accompany him. But the officer opened fire on the frontman. When the frontman takes off his mask, the officer learns that it is none other than this brother. The officer's brother means that the person in front shoots him. He falls in the water. Sae Bayuk was injured after being hit by glass. She was bleeding. The survivors were then taken to dinner. A knife was also kept with them, which means that one of them will kill someone in the night. Seong notices that Sae Bayuk is in a bad shape. He tells Sae Bayuk not to worry, we are together and will defeat Sang-woo, then we will leave and split the money. Sae Bayuk tells him that I have an older brother whom I have left him in an orphanage. If one of us goes out, he should take care of both the families. Sae Bayuk was in bad shape and needed a doctor. Seong goes to ask for help, but when he returns, Sang-woo has finished Sae Bayuk. The next day, he is taken for the last game. The rule of the game was simple, die to die. This game was named Squid Game. The game starts and there is a huge fight between them. Eventually, Sang-woo's condition worsens. Seong says, I want to stop this game. Seong asks Sang-woo to come with him. Sang-woo kills himself and as a result Seong wins the game. The frontman tells Seong that you played well but I didn't expect it. Then Seong was dropped at his home. He has an ATM card when he checks it, so he sees that all his money has been transferred. Seong moves into his house, but his mother dies before he can come. A year later this scene is shown. Seong was in the worst condition and used to take drugs. He hasn't used the money yet. A woman who was selling flowers comes into Seong and gives him the same card, with an address written on it. Seong walks to that address. There he learns that all this has been done by the old man, player No. He is still alive, and the old man tells Seong that he is tired of his life. I made these games with my customers, so I'll have fun watching people die. But we didn't force anyone to do so. I took part in the game because playing is more enjoyable than watching. He says the money you have is mine. Saying this, the old man dies. Seong then goes to Sae Bayuk's older brother. He leaves her with Sang-woo's mother and asks her to take care of this child. He also gives her a bag full of money. Seong goes to the station and meets the same stranger he met at the beginning of the film. Seong follows him, but he manages to escape. Then Seong calls the card number. He asks, who are you and why are you doing this to people? Why are you manipulating other people's lives? But the response was, Seong, if you want to live, get on the plane. It's the end. Thanks for watching.